keynote speaker, sales trainer, life coach, and entrepreneur. He is a professional public speaker and author. His philosophy is that life is a gift to be enjoyed, not a sentence to serve. His mission is to influence others to think big and live bigger. He is an energetic and endearing storyteller. He has a BA in Mass Communication and Public Information from Montana State University. He is a devoted husband and father with 2 sons and enjoys living a simple life in small-town USA. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Duane Martinz.
Well, I know what some of you might be thinking. What in the world is this bald guy from South Dakota doing speaking at our graduation? So I'll tell you a 33-year-old story in about 15 to 30 seconds. I went to Montana State University where I was blessed to meet Cheryl Wright. She's the mother of Chelsea and Timothy. And a few years ago, she drove all the way down to Custer to my 50th birthday party. I owed her one. So her and Timothy got together, and that's why I'm here today. And there's a lot of ways that I can mangle up a speech up here and screw things up. But if I should do that up here and lay an egg up here today, don't spoil my day, because I got a 6-hour drive ahead of me. Just boo Timothy and Cheryl for bringing it. So I want you to leave here today knowing that the best is yet to be. That's the one promise I'm going to make you today. The other thing, before I get started, I wanted to this was the first time in my speaking career that I had ever been asked if I had liability insurance. Deborah from the school called me up the other day and asked if I had liability insurance, and I said, Dylan, if you're going to push me off the stage, just do it gently. I won't need insurance. So before we get started today, I need everyone in here to point their right index finger right toward the ceiling like this and keep a 90-degree bend in your elbow, just like this. Okay? Now I need you to stick your finger in your ear just like this. Come on, I got all day. All right, now repeat after me. Surround yourself with greatness.
Surround yourself with greatness.
One more time. Surround myself with greatness.
Surround myself with greatness.
Now, the reason I had you do that is because this message is so important. I didn't want to go in on here. As you heard me, was introduced earlier, I grew up in Big Timber, Montana. Now, Big Timber is between Billings and Bozeman, right along I-90. And I love being from small town America. Everywhere I go, I brag that I'm from small town America. That is one of the things that I promise you that you're going to cherish, that you got to go to school here. And you heard the 2 speakers before me say how awesome it was and how tight-knit you were and the memories that you're building. So way to go, you're going to love it. So growing up in Big Timber, I was the last of 10 kids. And we grew up in a 900 square foot house, which is about 3 times the size of this stage. So I teased that I was stacked in there. I think I was in a crib until I was like 12. And then I got moved to a cot on the floor, and then finally when a bed freed up, I was there. Now I'm the last of those 10 kids. And I love what my speaking mentor, Zig Ziglar, talks about. I have the same story as him. I always knew that we had plenty to eat. Because every time I went back for seconds, my mom would say, no, you've had plenty. But growing up in that small kid town and being the last of the Mohicans, I actually, none of my brothers and sisters went to college. Some of them didn't even get to sit in the chairs that we were sitting. They dropped out of school. So I call myself a high school pushout because I don't know if it happens in Circle, Montana. But in Big Timber, Montana, some of them teachers are around for 100 years. So they went to all of my brothers and sisters were taught by some of these teachers. So I can only imagine some of the conversations going on out in that hallway. This is the last Martinz. Just let him go. So I call myself a high school push-up. Now, I wasn't the sharpest pencil in the box. I was in the half of the class that made the top half possible. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Right? I know some of you are on the National Honor Society, and you're going to graduate magna cum laude and summa cum laude, and I graduated, thank you, Lord. And I was the last kid, and now this is my side of the story. The last of 10, my side of the story is, my mom and dad finally got the kid that they wanted. Now my brothers and sisters, they have a different opinion about it. But I love growing up in Big Timber, but I'll tell you what, that business of, I didn't have a plan. When I sat where you're sitting, 35 years ago this weekend in Big Timber, I didn't have a plan. You talked, Chelsea, about having mixed feelings of sorrow and joy. I have mixed feelings too. Joy and happiness. So by a show of hands, everyone in here, how many of you are excited that this day finally came? Right? Now raise your hand if you're just a little bit nervous and a little bit scared. This day finally came. And that's normal because most of us that sat in those chairs where you did a long time ago, we have the same feeling. And that's what I want you to leave here knowing, that the best is yet to be. Because, like Chelsea said, both of the speakers talked about writing your own book. You get to write your own story. You get to write your own story. From this day forward, it is up to you. And it doesn't matter if you're going in the military, if you're staying on the farm working, or if you're going on to college. So I'll tell you what, when I left that school, I didn't have a plan. Had you talked to me 35 years ago, I was done with my education. I ain't ever reading another book. I'm never studying it. Well, not that I did much of that in the first place. But I was finished with my education, and that's what my high school cop-out was. And what happened to me, so that next year, when everyone was going off doing their thing, and they had their plan that next fall, I showed up at one of the football games, which is going to be one of the awesome things for you coming back home. But I was there, and I knew that I wanted to visit with this friend of mine. Her name was Mimi Kramer. Mimi is the smartest woman I know. She has more degrees than a thermometer. And I used to call her Mrs. Fahrenheit because she was awesome. She was in banking. She just was an incredible lady. And I wanted to visit with her. So at halftime of that football game, I went up to her and I told her, I said, Mimi, I've saved some money from when I worked this summer and late this fall, and I want you to help me invest this money. I don't know what to do with it. And I want you to hear crystal clear the words that you told me. She looked me in the eye and she said, invest in you. And I said, what? And she said, invest in you. She said, I think you should go to college. Now I want you to understand that she is the first person in my life that told me I could go to college. I thought it would be a cool thing to do when the schools came to the high school to visit, that it'd be fun to go talk to them, see what that was all about. I didn't know I could go to school. None of my brothers and sisters had. And then it was crazy. The guidance counselor would come and get Duane when the military was there, as if to say, maybe they can do something with this guy, right? And so I just didn't know that I could do it. The long and short is I got enrolled at Montana State University. I couldn't even pass the math portion of the entrance exam to get into Montana State University. Now, some of you took the ACTs and the SATs. I didn't take ACT, SAT, ABC, none of that. Because remember, I was going to be done with my education. So I got enrolled at Montana State University. And I had to start out in what I call bonehead math. Okay, it was 010, 011, and 012, bonehead math. Bonehead math was a prerequisite for Math 140, which didn't even count towards college graduation. Math 140 was a prerequisite for Math 150, which I needed to graduate. So, you got to understand, I had spent a lifetime saying, I'm no good at math, I can't do math, I'm no good at math. Guess what I got? Poor math grades! Surprise! So I get into this, and there's self-tutorial math classes. Bonehead math and Math 140 was self-tutorial. How in the world do you teach yourself math? Now raise your hand, anyone out there that likes story problems in math? I ask that all around the country. I don't know why they teach that stuff anymore. I've never had anyone raise their hand. Story problems did not make sense to me. This is what a story problem sounds like. If you're rolling down the street in your canoe, and your wheel falls off, how many pancakes does it take to cover a doghouse? Are you freaking kidding me? And you smart people in the class, the answer is 13. I mean, that is El Stupidillo, which is the only Spanish word I know, other than super potato away. But I didn't get story problems. I mean, I know that if a red train's coming from the east at 70 miles an hour, a blue train's coming from the west at 60 miles an hour, and they hit each other, it's going to make a lot of noise, and someone's going to get hurt. So anyway, I struggled through this math class because I spent my life saying, I'm no good at math, no good at math, no good at math. Something else happened to me at Montana State University. Down in the Strand Union building, the student union building, was a bookstore. And inside that bookstore, they had a section that was created just for self-help. And boy, oh boy, did I need self-help. I started devouring those books. You maybe heard the phrase before that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And there they were right in front of me. I started reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. I started reading Think and Grow Rich, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. I even bought a book that was called How to Study in College. And I read it, and it worked. I didn't know how to study in high school. So here I am learning all these things and trying to get through these math classes. I want you to notice what happened here. I went from saying, I'm no good at math, I can't do math, to saying that I went to my professor and I started begging him that if he could get me into Math 150, I could pass. So I went to his office. Now he's an old fella, had light curly hair. They called him Dr. Q-Tip. His name was Duane Hall. And I went up to him and I said, Duane, you have got to get me into Math 150. I don't know how to teach myself math, and if you will just get me in there, and there's an instructor who writes it out on the board, I will get it. So you hear that mind shift. And he kept saying, he said, Duane, I can't do that for you. I said, Glenn, you've got to help me. Why can't you do this? He said, you don't have the prerequisite to the prerequisite to get into Math 150. Well, I must have sniveled enough, because he finally let me into Math 150. And here's what I did. I used fear as a motivation. Use fear as a motivation. I was so freaking scared that I wasn't going to graduate because of that math class, that it wasn't going to happen. I studied my tail off. I started holding study skills workshop or study sessions with people. And every quarter on that campus, when the study skills workshop was offered, I was there. I became like a sponge, man. I was soaking up everything I could, and I encourage you to do the same thing. So anyway, long and short is I got out of that math class with the highest grade in the class, which proved to myself that I'd come a long ways through those books. And that's what I'm trying to encourage you to do, is to surround yourself with greatness. Surround yourself with the good people, the good books. Now there's podcasts. I listen to 6 hours on the way up. I listen to podcasts going on to a graduation party. And I'm constantly learning, so be a sponge. There's something else that happened to me at Montana State. I developed a very serious addiction. I became hooked on what's called Automobile University. Anybody ever hear of that? Automobile University is what I just told you about, where I'm a sponge. I listen to audiobooks on tapes. Anyone remember cassette tapes? Yeah? And you got to tighten them up with your pencil because the tape would come with. I see heads nodding. Anyway, I became addicted to learning, and I have to stop. And that's what I want you to do, is to grow. Keep growing. Don't do what I did and shut yourself off and believe that you're done with your education. Now is where it gets critical, that you start your education. So I always tell people across the country, you stay green and growing instead of being right. Okay? So the thing that I want you to, all of this stuff, I met a comedian by the name of Tim Gard. He's on the National Speakers Hall of Fame speaker, and he always told me, he said, I gotta put this down for a second. He said, don't tell people to think outside the box. He said, tell them to clean out the box. He said, you need to floss that garbage out of your mind. That's how you do it, is to read those good, positive, motivational and inspirational books. So I took that lesson from Tim Gard, and I've been doing that ever since. The things that I'm teaching you out here today is simple. They're very, very simple. It's like the great philosopher Britney Spears said. It ain't rocket surgery. So real quick, we're just going to recap, because I want you to leave here knowing that the best is yet to be. You have an amazing future in front of you. You need to believe that what you want is possible for you. I want you to remember to do what? We're going to surround ourselves with greatness. And you do that by the good people, the good books, the good programs that are out there. Anything that you want to learn in this world today, someone has already created a success formula for it. You need to find that formula and start. The next thing we talked about was guard your mind. And the thing I want you to leave here most knowing is what Mamie Kramer told me. Invest in you. And like the true great philosopher Jim Rohn, one of my speaking mentors, said, he said the major key to a brighter future is you.